All right, guys, it's Castro, and once again, I'm here to help you tackle the tags tree and lead you down the road of remediation. Our topic today, understanding the PDF tags tree. We're going to break this down into three basic sections: container or structural tags, heading tags, and nested tags for things like lists and tables. By the end of this video, you should have a basic grasp of what tags are and how they are used. All right, let's get started. What are tags? Tags are containers that store all the metadata for the objects inside our PDF. They help us organize the information so that screen readers and other assistive technology can interpret the document content and understand the relationship between objects on the page. Web content has more than 200 possible tags. Thankfully, a PDF document at this point in time uses only about 30 tags. Hopefully, in the near future, there will be support for more tags that will allow us to further control content and provide a better, more robust user experience. On to our first group of tags, container tags. The sole purpose of a container tag is to help organize our content into basic groups. Screen readers ignore container tags, but without them as remediators, our job would be much harder. Every document should start with a document tag. This is the only real hard and fast rule for container tags. All the other tags are fairly interchangeable, and they can be used based on the preference of the remediator and the organizational style of the document. If we're going largest to smallest, the next in line would be the part tag, followed by the article tag, and finally the section tag. The use of these last three will largely depend on the source document from which the PDF was generated. InDesign might give you more article tags because the designer used them to set the read order. PowerPoint will give you section tags, one for each slide. The question you need to ask yourself is, how am I going to organize my document? And the most important thing to consider is, am I being consistent in my tag structure? Consistency equals sanity, especially when remediating in a team environment. The next set of tags are heading tags. These are the most straightforward, but sometimes cause the most headaches when dealing with documents that you didn't design or weren't clearly thought out. The basic rule is that headings need to be in a logical order and cannot skip over tags. They can, however, step back. So you can have a structure like H1, H2, H3, H2, H2, H3, but you cannot leapfrog over a tag structure, meaning you cannot have H1, H2, H4. This can be extremely frustrating when someone has manually tagged all the notes in a document as H4s, no matter what the heading structure is for that section. All documents must have at least one H1 tag. Speaking of H1 tags, let me set the record straight. The myth that your PDF can only contain a single H1 tag is false. That rule is specifically for HTML markup. As long as your heading structure is consistent, you can have one H1 or an H1 on every page if the structure calls for it. If I can give you one piece of advice, it's that planning your heading structure ahead of time and staying consistent can save you hours of hunting down and fixing appropriate nesting errors. The last set of tags are nested tags. These are tag structures that need to follow a set of specific nesting rules, meaning they have a parent tag and specific child and peer tags in order to pass the accessibility checker. These tags are things like lists and tables. Let's take a look at each one. Lists start with an L tag, L for list. Inside the list tag are list items, signified by the LI tag, LI for list item. Inside each list item is an L body tag. This tag contains the actual text and sometimes the bullet icon as well. However, to be perfectly semantic and ISO 32000 compliant, according to section 14.8.4.3.3 list items, it states that your LI tag should contain an LBL tag or label tag that houses just the bullet symbol as well as the L body tag that contains just the text. This is especially important when you need to target your bullet symbol with alt text because a screen reader will announce this symbol as right pointing pointer instead of bullet. And no one wants to hear right pointing pointer 100 times throughout a document. For more information on bullets and how they're read, check out my blog post entitled Right Pointing Pointer. Our next nested tag structure is the table. To make this easy, let's first identify the structure of a table. We have the table itself, which is made up of table rows. These rows contain headings, footings, or table data. So let's apply that to the tags tree. The parent structure of a table is in fact the table tag. Inside our table tag, we have the T head, the T foot, and the T body tags. Inside these structural tags, we have table rows, which are defined by the TR tag, TR for table row. Inside our TR tag, we have either a TH for table heading or TD for table data tags. Remember, to be PDF UA compliant, no element should be inside our table row except for a TD or a TH. Sometimes, depending on the program, you might find a paragraph tag inside the TR that contains the word path or path. These are your table borders, and for now, the only way to make tables like this PDF UA compliant is to select and artifact each one of these elements. Yes, I know, frustrating, but hopefully this will change in the near future. Is your brain about to explode yet? I know this is a lot of information, but the good thing is that you can watch this video over and over again until it starts to make sense. I hope this video took some of the mystery out of the tags tree for you. I'm Dax Castro, and as always, I'm here to help you tackle the tags tree and lead you down the road of remediation. For more information, join our Facebook group, PDF Accessibility.